that. But I'm all happy to see TA win as well, so I'm happy to be proven wrong.
Everybody just making their way to the lanes. No smokes this time around.
Yeah, just
don't really have necessarily the greatest level 1, I guess, but they might be able to over on lava potentially, but definitely doesn't feel. Look how big these hero models are. Like the Primal Beast and the Doom alone. Just the big boy draft over here.
Yeah, that's an annoying part about Primal Mid, is that he can use that to his advantage. He just stands on top of the creeps to make it so you can't deny or can't last it. And ultimately, you just lay all your auto attacks into him, which is really annoying. But you gotta just melt strike him into obedience, you know, step away.
I want to know who came up with this crybaby like taunt. I'm like, what about Primal was like, oh, you know, it'd be funny. Let's just make him into a giant baby.
I have no clue. Some of them are ridiculous. It reminds me
what
of
happened that night at Valve headquarters that they're like, yeah, let's do it. It's great.
Must have been the same night they came up with an OD dung beetle and just rolling a ball of dung.
All right. Nothing too unexpected here. We'll see Red Monster just dropping down a sentry, wanting to make sure that they can't go and stack this camp.
Yeah.
Don't want to give any sort of advantage to this TA.
Quick block on the Ancient's definitely a good thing to do. Not letting her get easy farm, and already we see the Mel level 1 trying to harass, but Primal skilling up the armor on level 1 as well. Not going to be too bothered.
I feel like that lane's not going to be too bothersome for him. Like TA, not going to have really too many problems unless there's a rotation. And as for Primal, he just, you know, if he gets farm, it's great. If he doesn't, he's just there for the levels.
Yeah, mainly. He wants to get to level 6. And the moment he gets level 6, we're going to see him gank. Side lane, bottom.
A little bit of pressure on Oscar. Yeah, they used that blood grenade, and they have the Wraithfire on top of it. So they're just going to be able to chase him down, and it'll be the Undying who gets that first blood and a little bit of a D-ward, too.
That's what you get. You pay for premium laning stage by picking Undying. You get premium laning stage. This hero wins lanes. That is what he does. He's got 5 mangoes on one purpose. He's going to win this lane.
Yeah, all of a sudden, Oscar not looking like that big of a boy when Undying just gets all of that decay on him.
Yeah, just shrinking every time. Meanwhile, top, a little bit of shenanigans happening over there as well. Lane is looking kind of wonky with these pulls.
Red Monster doing his best though to try to make a little bit of space and put some pressure on the Willow. Honestly, they should have just put a diaper on the Primal Beast at this point, like with all the other things. They could do it for Axe, you know? Why don't they just slap that on too?
True. Yeah, I agree. The Ancients were cleared up. Sorry, I was just watching the Dark Willow. Already going up and securing the Ancients here that were blocked up so that TA wouldn't get farm. But she is ready and gonna secure that they have some Ancients to step back into.
Yeah, I feel like especially because the wave is pushed up here for the Underlord, he's not going to be too unhappy if she walks away and he just gets some of that solo XP.
Yeah, completely fine. And he's working on an early Vanguard, then his laning stage is going to be easy.
They go and they drop the Inkswell. We'll connect over onto 2. They should be able to get the Undying, but they're gonna probably lose Oscar, although they have the living armor now. One big crit here from Peg. He's going to be able to finish him off. Tries to go for the deny on the Tombstone. He even manages it.
That's a lot of gold.
Chad.
Yeah, a lot of gold taken away from Janek there, who would happily get the last hit on the Tombstone. Not going to be able to do so. And second death there over on Oscar, but he did get TP in time. His TP cooldown was finally back, so it was time to die.
Yeah, he is a little bit behind here on these levels. Not quite level 3 just yet, but like we said, this Undying puts a lot of pressure down on the lane, and top lane also feeling that pressure as there's a constant just slugfest between the two of these guys.
Yeah, and this Underlord is taking so much damage before he has Vanguard. It's not that easy for him to withstand all the harassment. It's just constant. It's not that it's so much damage, but the amount of flak cannon auto attacks that he's taking. So that's why getting to the Vanguard is really crucial for him.
Checking in with the mid lane, we still have just level 4 on both of these heroes. Lumpy, as predicted, is going to have a bit more... Oh gosh, as they get the kill on Pake bottom. Finally, some retribution. Oscar's trying to run away. They're not going to have the decay for another 4 seconds then. He's taking too much harass from Genix, so we'll see Kristoff just moving his way into the trees, trying to just buy himself a little more time, and it looks like it's enough. Yeah, it's like he's gonna be fine.
The Scorched Earth rundown is so dangerous, actually. Just Scorched Earth and Inkswell, and the combo is just passively burning you down, running you down until you die. And Wraith King got back to a lane and now has boots at least, so he can maybe get out of it next time.
Yeah, that'd probably be pretty important. Red Monster's carrier gets sniped by Smoker. And he's playing up in this jungle area. It feels like he wants to try to make a move maybe on PP with Lumpy, but no level 6 just yet on this TA, so probably gonna hold off on any sort of attack. Discontinue harass, although rotation?
Yeah, they're looking for bottom.
Red Monster. Nah, he's gonna go back top. Or,
I think he's waiting.
Not.
He's waiting for nighttime, perhaps. But okay, he thinks better of it. He was spotted by the ward. They have a ward over on the teleport. Both teams do.
Not quite level 6 on Primal Beast. Does manage to grab the bounty rune, refill his bottle. Looks like they still want to try to make a play despite not having that pulverized just yet, so.
Yeah, the trample damage.
Forward, and yeah.
Another fantastic hero to put that Inkswell on when he ganks. Give him extra movement speed and even more AoE damage.
Now he's a little bit closer to that level 6 too.
This is also where TA is not fitting super well into the game in the sense that they have so many damage instances. Trample kills it very, very fast. You also have the Scorched Earth, you have the Inkswell, and even on Jarrow, not that he's gonna skill it anytime soon, but...
They want to kill, they get the silence off, followed up with the onslaught into the trample. Won't connect, they need a little bit more damage. Looks like Lumpy is going to actually survive. It was very close, and a good rotation here from Smoker makes them think twice.
I'm actually surprised he backed out there. Like, yeah, there is a counter TP, but you're full HP, 1100 HP Primal Beast with Chainmail, you know? Like, you can dive on the tower. You can definitely commit there, and that
Look,
TA would have died.
Baby.
Yeah,
his spawn. He's just a little baby.
Literally a little baby, man. Why no dive? That was a kill. Obviously, he may have expected that there were more TPs behind it, but with one TP from Willow, that is not enough that he should back.
Well, again, this is, you know, an elimination match, so perhaps they're just feeling extra pressure. They don't want to, you know, misstep. They don't want to go home.
Yeah, that's definitely true.
Picks up Lumpy, starts shaking him around, but it's about all that's going to happen out of that.
Yeah, we see a little bit of contesting here as Red Monster's like, how many stacks you guys got and coming over, and
that's a hard punch.
Yeah. Oh no.
It's the courier.
And he steps in as well. Actually, one of the creeps didn't pull the Thunder Hides, didn't want to stack that camp anyway.
Yeah, Lumpy's saying, get away from my stacks.
TA has to fight for some of the clearing here, puts down the traps. Look at Tree, he's just like, give me experience. I want level 5, yes.
Up. They want Lumpy. Again, that Inkswell, the onslaught, the trample. We'll hold them down a little bit. They have a cursed crown. We see to put a little bit more damage onto Lumpy. And this time I think they should be successful, though. Do they have the vision? Nah, there it is. There's the kill. They almost grabbed Smoker, too. It was Undying, makes his way over. He's got himself those decay stacks. Red Monster still has his eyes on this Dark Willow and is going to pay for that greed.
Yeah, they're just gonna back out, respect the Tombstone, don't want to stay under it, even though they had spells back on the Primal Beast already. Just gonna play it safe, don't want to keep taking the fight too far under the enemy territory. That's a great takedown though, getting the first kill on TA there, and keep contesting her when she goes towards the Ancients.
There's still that big stack over there too, yeah. She only managed to get the kill, didn't even finish off the other stack she was doing.
Yeah, she doesn't have time. Very quick move, good rotation. I like the way that Mad Kings are already grouping up the Grimstroke here with the right heroes. And he's mid, again.
That's what I want to see, yeah. He's thinking about it. He's like, all right, I got 3 points in this Inkswell. You've got an Onslaught, Pulverize.
There is a party behind the TA, though. They're realizing that they gotta protect her a little bit, so probably a good thing they didn't dive him there. Instead, they're gonna make their move bottom.
Yeah, and Peg says, I do not want to be here. He's already... Oh, no, he cancels it out. He thought about channeling up to the top lane, but...
Or does he? He does want to be here, but he wants to be in the well wishes. Gonna run left here.
PP doing some hunting as he drags the creep wave over.
Means bottom tower is probably gonna fall here, though, as nobody really is playing the area. They're sacrificing this tier 1 tower.
Yeah, they don't have the fastest tower takers, luckily, but they can take their time right now.
Yeah, it's... I mean, it's just gonna go down to some auto attacks here. I think Doom can go in and help the Primal Beast, because right now it's this Primal Beast smacking down the tower with his autos. PP gonna pull and farm here as well. Oh, he got the pig pull as well. That's S tier for Primal Beast. Very, very good.
He's working on that BKB, because like we said earlier, the Primal Beast is one of those heroes that doesn't need a whole heck of a lot of net worth to make a splash early.
He doesn't, and yet he is ahead of the TA by just, 60 gold right now, so he's doing fantastic in this game so far. They are gonna lose top tower, though, if they don't TP. Always hurts to lose the tier 1 towers when you have a treant on your team.
Yeah, it's gonna go down. They're not gonna go and protect it. They have their sights set here on this mid tower, though, so perhaps they can make some moves here.
Yeah, I think they need to bring in Doom as well if they want to get the tower, but they could always go in and contest the enemy ancient area as well. The TA did clear the stacks already, but just staying on top of her and not allowing her to get free farm here is pretty important for them.
Now, Underlord TPing in into the mid lane as looks like PP and Genic, they're gonna move back. They're gonna do a little hunting of their own, it seems. But Pake is pretty well hidden here in the very bottom part of this jungle, so unlikely that they're gonna be able to go and find him. They do see the Undying. Get a little bit of a D ward.
Similar to his Abaddon game, though, jungle doesn't farm that fast. You want to farm the lane creeps. We might see an Inkswill charge in on mid.
He's tanky, though. That's gonna be a little tough, I think, right?
It is a tough one to bring down, but they just want to fight. You can see it in PP and Genic right now. They're just looking for action wherever they can get it.
Radiant are scanning.
They do have the Solar Bind into Double Doom later on as well. Always a nice...
That's nice.
Oh, Soul Bind, not Solar Bind.
That's a different...
That's Qhali.
That drives me crazy sometimes, that we have some of the most creative minds working on this game, but then we pick practically the same names, right? Like Split Earth, Earth Splitter, like,
yes.
Come on guys, you can be more creative with that, I believe in you.
Good old Earth Shock and Aftershock as well, yeah. Yes, Shock. Everything should just be named like old Slardar abilities.
Amp damage.
Crush, Sprint, Bash.
That was
and amp damage.
That was the day the dev was like, maybe I should quit my job. What am I doing with my life? I don't care. Let's give him these names.
Yeah. Now he has good names such as Slithering Crush. Not just Crush anymore. Guardian
He gets an adjective.
Sprint.
He's moving up in the world.
Not just Sprint. Gyrocopter going for the Maelstrom in this game. We see usually the Crystallis build, but opting to go for the Maelstrom instead. I'm curious as to the reason that he wants to do it. It does give him, a little bit of AoE clearing. Gives him a chance for True Strike as well if there's going to be evasion later on. Or the Radiance from Wraith King, as it seems he's building one here. Also a separate damage instance, so it's one more way to remove refraction charges quickly. Can't have too many of those.
It feels like this time around Lava's kind of on this back foot, right? Because Lumpy does not, does have the Dragonlance completed, but really would love to have that Desolator before getting involved in too many fights. And the support choice, like you said earlier, you weren't super fond of it, but they're not able to do quite as much, right?
Yeah, I just don't feel like they can do too much now. The Undying was good in the laning stage. He got his job done, but now he's fallen into this post-laning stage depression that is every Undying's, reality at some point. Like, oh, laning stage is over. I guess you guys don't need me anymore. At the same time, though, we see Mad Kings making moves. They're looking for stuff all the time with the Grimstroke. Very active gameplay. Another thing I want to touch on is that they have this Wraith King plus TA, which is pretty greedy and will steal a lot of farm from each other, as
Right.
compared to the Gyrocopter, who is basically getting very high priority on farm on his side of his team. I mean, he's 172 CS compared to the 128 of TA.
Right.
So that's because Doom and Primal Beast, they're not going to consume that much farm. And Doom gets a lot of farm out of very few creeps with the Midas and Devour. So I like the farm distribution though.
Yeah, it's definitely a full 180 from what we saw in game number 1. We're just like, I don't know what Mad Kings is doing. Did they forget that they're playing officials today? So I'm happy to see this.
Yeah, I mean,
I would like to see them keep up this aggression, though, because I feel like they've cooled off a little bit. And they are very, very close to this BKB, so I can definitely respect that. But I would still like to see them, you know, just being aggressive in these lanes, causing them to have to respond on the side of lava and just disrupting them.
I
and getting their
guarantee
gold
you
that way.
it's going to happen now. The moment the Primal Beast has his BKB, he's going to be like, guys, I'm ready to go. Like, he doesn't need to call over everyone, but just together with Treant and Grimstroke alone, he can fight into some pretty scary stuff and just rely on the BKB TP out, because there is no cancel for it. The only cancel is death. So, yeah, he can be pretty
So
aggressive.
dramatic.
Indeed.
But no, I like this. I like this for sure. We have a smoke on the Primal Beast, so he is looking to fight. And that's the other nice thing about having this Treant, right, is the fact that he can be very useful, even when he's not standing right directly near him, right, with that living armor.
Yeah, he's maxing it now. Too.
Oh, hey, hi there. A nice bind over on the side onto Lumpy and this Undying. BB doing his best to stomp around. He's gonna pick up that TA. BKB means he's not gonna be threatened, and he's just gonna slap him across the mouth.
Yeah, he tried to run away with the haste rune, but didn't get far enough from the big old dinosaur's hands. Gets smacked down. And there we see the power of the Grimstroke plus the Primal Beast. So much damage.
And now we have an Agnum Scepter completed for the Gyrocopter, so things are looking really good for Adrian right now, and really good for Mad Kings in general. Very useful.
Dire's middle tower.
Oh, hold that thought, Adrian. Okay, maybe you got a little bit too comfortable in this bottom lane, but they do back off on the side of lava, so still looking a little scary. Looks like they're not going to bother with the Willow. They don't really need her, but they will be able to protect their Gyro.
Thinking about doing something more, but looks like they're gonna back up. You know what always confuses me every time I hear Mad Kings? Because it's like, there's a European pro player called Mad Kings. So I always think of his goddamn Batrider every time I hear Mad Kings.
See, that's funny because, like, on the flip side of that, I've known Mad Kings for... They actually used to be one of my favorite organizations when I first started casting SA Dota. But when I hear it, I always think of the South American org, not the play.
Right, yeah.
It's funny how that stuff happens.
Yeah, it's who you get introduced to first. BKB is off cooldown now on Primal Beast, so gonna look towards him. He wants to go top.
Ooh, he sees Pake. He wants Pake.
Yeah.
Pake's like, I do not want to be here.
Fake is running. Is he running
He's
in
got
time?
a Sacred Relic. Does he get greedy? Does he stick around? No, he's playing it safe. I like, well, maybe not.
Yeah, with
They
the
don't have the vision, though, so...
with the charge on
looks like he's gonna
cooldown,
be okay.
he realized that the charge wasn't on him, so he sticks around. Mid tower gets claimed. Meanwhile, angry dinosaurs. They want the couriers.
Yeah, this does feel kind of like a dino match, right? What do you call it? What is Underlord? Like, he looked kind of like a dino. Obviously, Primal Beast is far more dinosaur looking, but...
He's a demon. He's one of those Warcraft 3 copyrighted demons.
Shh, I'm not sure we're allowed to say that on stream.
It's copyright infringement, I say.
No! We had to give our Skeleton King skin and turn him into a Wraith King because we're not allowed to have that anymore.
Yeah.
Although PP, oh... They're nearby. This trap should be able to spot them. They see the Skelly men. Got the Inkswell, the Onslaught going forward. Still going to be able to go over, put the damage down over onto Peg. He's holding on to that Pulverize. It's going to be the first life of Wraith King coming down the follow-up with that Fiend's Gate. Now PP, he's caught out over here on the side. It's a nice little bind between Christ and Arcana coming in. PP, he's still alive here. Needs to be careful. Uses the BKB. Needs to
he's
move
low.
himself away. He's sitting so very low, but he will indeed survive as they end up taking out plenty of people on the side of lava.
What? He started taking the portal instead of just running away, and the TA just blinks and kills him. I mean, if he took that portal, he would have died, by the way. It was under a tower on mid, and he had no HP at all. I'm not sure if he was just having some fun with it there, but...
Some panic, maybe.
Yeah, maybe a misclick. It's very easy to accidentally click the unlured portal, to be fair.
Yep.
So if you try to move anywhere near it, always end up accidentally trying to portal through.
And just like that, Mad Kings makes their way down to the bottom area of the map.
Yeah, the TA at least getting, you know, one nice fight participation there, getting a takedown on the Primal Beasts that netted 1,000 gold for him and his team.
Gonna run into Pake here. Monster gonna open up Nature Scraps, slow him down a little bit. Flat Cannon gets activated. Do you have the Undying nearby? No points in Soul Rip.
PP in trouble.
Be careful. Look at this, Oscar. He uses the Doom. He realizes, oh, your reincarnation is down. They've lost Smoker, but they've got themselves a nice prize. Now they're chasing after this Undying. Lumpy finding himself a kill on Genic, but this is not looking good for this Undying. A lot of action happening, but I think the bigger story right now is that they just lost their Wraith King.
Did lose the Wraith King. That definitely sets them back, especially as it was right under towers. Now the Gyrocopter is just slamming into this tier 2 tower as well. Gonna bring it down quite quickly. But TA getting the Primal Beast as well as the Grimstroke there gives her quite a bit of a boost in net worth and does allow her to get the Shard. So she has Blink, Dragonlance, Deso, and Shard up and running now. So getting a little bit stronger.
Radiant's bottom tower has fallen.
Where do you think they get those roar sounds from?
That's just me when I haven't found a game in a while.
That poor Grimstroke. He was hoping that maybe that fade time wouldn't be so long, but it was not fast enough.
Yeah.
To escape from the TA. It was wishful thinking, I think.
Yeah, there's no way he lives there. Even if he goes Invis, she can still just put down a trap and start side-blading from traps on him until he's dead.
Who's getting the Shard?
And the lottery goes to the Treant.
All right.
Not a bad one. I mean, they didn't have a bad Shard really to get, I feel. It's pretty decent options. Getting it for Grimstroke or getting it for Treant, either is definitely really good here.
Yeah, I do love, we were talking about names earlier. The very creative Shard for the Primal Beast, Rock Throw.
Yes. Yeah, he's also one of those. I mean, his names are pretty much like that. Pulverize, Onslaught, Trample, Uproar.
That's true.
Simple, to the point.
Big scan. I don't think they're going to get there in time, though. This Roche is going down so quickly.
Yeah.
I think they'll get there.
They might punish afterwards, but nah, they're going to
a little nervous about this. They even dropped the Tombstone side, but yeah. Turn around. They've got the vision. It is being forced to fight here. That is indeed the truth. PP's taking a lot of damage. Have to use that BKB. Monster, though, taking a lot. As they'll turn their attention now to Oscar. He's got that Inkswell on him. Manages to land over onto multiples, but the Curse Crown coming into play. He's just getting stuck, and look at this. Somehow the Undying manages to survive. Adrian on the back lines here. He's trying to do all the damage that he can, and he's going to be able to take down that Wraith King one time. Can he take down Lumpy is the next question, but no, he cannot, and the Aegis will end up getting used as they'll end up losing PP.
Wait, they bought back the Treant and he's trying to rejoin the fight. What? This is some crazy aggression. Like, the Aegis was already claimed and the enemy were backing out in a safe way. Mad King's definitely overstepping there. That fight was a horrible initiation as they just charged through and ended up getting auto-attacked 4 times by TA. Primal Beast had to run away with his tail between his legs. And the fight was just pretty much lost from there.
Feels like they felt like they had to get forced into it because they kind of got caught, right? The TA saw them, started giving off those clicks, and instead of just backing out and sacrificing like one,
well,
they just full committed.
It was the choice to charge in. He could easily just not have charged in, so it may be a little bit too eager to win a fight there. But now you lost Roche and you lost the team fight and you bought back during that team fight. That was super costly for them. So they were ahead, but now this equalizes the game a little bit and gives more time for this TA plus Wraith King duo core to try and make up the difference to the net.
Big swing.
Yeah.
Yeah, look at that net worth. Oof. Only 2k net worth lead now over to the side of Mad Kings, and this Wraith King is going to keep on scaling.
Yeah, and not a bad game to be a Wraith King as well. If you get sufficient items here, you can kind of lead the way and charge in and make it easy for your TA to play the backline. He's going for a Manta style next.
Another Aghanim shard. This one going over to Dark Willow, which I love this shard. I think it's super useful for more control in fights.
Yeah, I think this one is fantastic. I mean, getting those extra brambles, sure, you can dodge them if you pay attention and move correctly, but a lot of times you're under some stressed situation. Maybe there's a terrorize and you get forced into them. And just a 1 second, 1 second faster trigger time is really nice.
Also, there's a lot of stuff on the ground during team fights, so it really does come in handy. Nice little cheeky play. PP's pretty mad, though. He's like, I wanted that haste rune, how dare you? But then decides, I don't know where the rest of the team is. We're gonna back off.
Yeah, can't really kill her on your own. So Smoker getting away nicely there, and here's the Tranquil Boots. He's healing up again. See a move towards mid. Smoke available.
All 4 behind. They're baiting PP here. Again, cutting down the Inkswell, trying to just put some pressure over onto the Willow, and it does connect. So he'll finally get his hands on Willow, and while they kill the Dark Willow, they'll be able to take themselves the tower as well.
A little bit too cheeky by Smokey there, going up and trying to deal damage to Primal Beast. There was really no way they was gonna kill him, so he was just trying to be a nuisance a little bit too much and gets punished.
Adrian TPing to the bot lane. Looks like they want to try to gain control of this jungle. No wards, though, over on Genix, so not going to be able to... No wards over on Treant either. I'm surprised that they don't have any wards on them to go and place down while they make their way through.
Yeah, I mean, they at least got a deep ward on mid before they went for this, so they have some really nice lane vision there. As they're now grouping up to take control of the bottom area. The damage reduction build is pretty much online for the Underlord here. He has the Crimson Guard, Lotus, and Pipe. And even has a greater healing Lotus in his inventory, so got that mini cheese ready.
Yeah, it's surprising how much it does sometimes when you're not used to having the graders in your...
900 HP on a hero with this much damage mitigation is pretty impactful, yeah.
Have you ever gotten the, what is it, the slice of cheese, or the wheel of cheese, rather?
Yeah, the block of cheese. Yeah.
Have you ever gotten it? I haven't yet.
I've had it twice, and I've had it in my teammates' stuff a few times. It's underwhelming. it's not as good as you think, but it's good for tanking towers when you push tier 4 buildings, I've learned, because the block keeps regenerating even if you take tower damage.
Okay,
so
right.
You don't actually take tower damage anymore unless some player hits you, which is neat, I guess. Outside of that, I mean...
Yes, I'm sure, like, the very epic item, just like, it's kind of neat.
It's not really worth it at all, no. I mean, the greater healing lotuses plus the cheese have more impacts every single time. Every single time, it's worth more to just use the items.
Well, they're definitely on the hunt on the side of Mad Kings, as they've taken up a good portion of the Radiant jungle. But they're just being very elusive on the side of Lava. They know the later that this goes, the better off their chances are. And right now, Pake... continuing, looks like it's gonna be going for a Manta into his shard for his next item, and then Lumpy, I'm interested, like, why aren't we seeing, I guess the Lincoln Sphere is enough for the TA, right?
Yeah, the no BKB, you mean?
Just because of PP, right? That's like PP and Doom, obviously, but there's too many things here. I feel that can pop it, like, because you've got the Soulbind, you've got Doom, you've got, the Pulverize.
There are things that can proc it, but most of them are pretty big cooldowns, and some of them are tricky. Like, you can go in and Leech Seed, but it's very short range. You can Homing Missile, but that only triggers when it hits, so it's very delayed. So it will probably protect him against some big spell. I would argue that BKB is probably still more worth it in this game, though.
I guess it's tough because so many things will go through it too, though, right?
It's true. But the amount
growth,
and just damage in general. Here we have a big move, though. Going to
they
Gyro.
have their eyes set on Adrian, and they'll get the jump. They'll protect him a little bit longer as you hear the Doom getting used over on the side. They're trying to run out. Adrian, though, he's doing so much damage, like you said, with the stand. He's in the middle of everyone, and that's exactly exactly where he wants to be. Wraith King is not looking too great here. Does have the reincarnation still up. Nice little 4-staff play away. Oscar needs to get a little bit closer. Good brambles will slow them down. No blink dagger available right now. So Red Monster on the hunt, has the shard. They've got this missile. Lumpy's like, I'm trying, buddy. I'm trying to get down, Mr. President. Eventually, though, it does end up connecting.
Still giving chase.
Doesn't have the overgrowth, but yes, that's going to be the first reincarnation here as Lumpy puts out a more damage, and he manages to get out with that blink. That was a close one and a long chase coming out from the side of Mad Kings.
That was a nice speedy blink there. There was both Nature's Grasp on the ground and also Scorched Earth ticking, so had to blink really fast to make sure he doesn't get caught, but he was out.
The frantic clicks.
Yeah, I think if they put Inkswell, it's very, very hard to blink out because that's super fast damage ticks.
Right. Fortunately, that did not go the way I think that Lava was hoping, especially when you have this gyrocopter just in the middle of everyone with a Satanic and the Ags.
Yeah.
It was a difficult thing.
He just got delivered as well, pretty much. So the Satanic coming in clutch there, keeping him happy and alive. And I don't think he can be the target really in the fight. You have to somehow get pickoffs on the Grimstroke, you know, kill the Treant maybe. If you're playing as Lava here, committing to the gyrocopter is going to be very tough.
I feel like they're playing this so well, though, on the side of Mad Kings, because, right, the early, like, mid-game, that was all about PP. That was all about this big dinosaur stomping through, making you think twice. But now that Adrian's online, he's kind of being the one that's showing his face first. He's the one that's, you know, letting them put the taunt on, so to speak.
Yeah, he's understanding exactly how strong he is. The Aghanims and Satanic does give you a lot of, you know, authority over the fights. Basically, you can just run in and be like, yeah, what are you gonna do about it? Until they start getting the counter items. They have the Halberd being built on Underlord right now, which can be useful.
Whew. He was thinking about it.
The DD rune Underlord and the Shield rune Primal. That Shield rune blocks
I feel like
it all.
that's a kaiju fight right there.
It really is.
It's got to get some Mothra in there, too.
TA looking for Grimstroke? Not gonna get it.
Nice play there with the Hurricane Pike. PP was thinking about going for some moves, but doesn't have the Pulverize up just yet. Do have the Gem on him, though, which will be very nice to be able to just remove some of this vision from their own jungle.
Yeah. TA going for Daedalus next. I have to say I disagree with this. The Daedalus is nice. It does a lot of damage, but this, in my opinion, is a nullifier game. You're playing against the Primal Beast. You're playing as Treant. So Primal Beast Q is dispellable. It's very weird, but his charge is dispellable. So if you just throw a nullifier on him, he cannot charge. And it's a very, very annoying thing for Primals to play against. So
Yeah, that's interesting.
yeah.
Well, the gate's coming. The BKB's getting used. And they're going to chase after PP. Again, he should... No, they managed to go grab him, hold him into place, and that's just going to be the end of this dino. While this is going on, though, they do manage to use the Tormentor, and they're going to get the shard for the Grimstroke, which, again, very nice choices for that shard on the side of Mad Kings. Pressure being placed on tower, though. The creep wave is arriving.
Yeah.
And this living armor is only going to do so much against a Death TA and the damage that's coming out of this Wraith King.
It's pretty fantastic for him to get that takedown right next to a tower, so easy transition. Bottom, gotta be careful here. The Willow,
Well, it's fine.
yeah, gets out.
Dire's top tower.
I don't know, does Overgrowth hit in Willow form? I don't play enough Treant or Willow. I'm not sure if it hits or not. Because he was
it's technically a ground targeted. I think it does.
he was
connect,
casting it
but
and then
I
he
could be
cancelled
wrong.
it. So I would assume that it doesn't, but I don't know for sure.
Summons an overgrowth of vines and branches. Prevents them from moving, blinking, going invisible, attacking. It doesn't really say technically, right?
Yeah,
Pierces debuff immunity. Spellable.
I'm not sure. The Willow is such a unique case. It's not really invis. It's not really being there as well. So I would have to
I feel
test.
like I should know this. I play a lot of Willow, but I just can't recall at this time. I think I'm usually dead before they can get the overgrowth.
Oh no.
They're taking a look at this Roche, though. They're thinking that they really like this for their gyrocopter. He's got himself a disperser now, and he's looking at getting the BKB. He's pretty loaded, honestly. Like 24k net worth, Satanic Disperser, Maelstrom, Butterfly, Ags.
That's a very late disperser. Interesting choice to go for it. I guess the mana burn can randomly mess people up quite hard. So I guess if the Wraith King isn't prepared for it, he doesn't have a shard yet, then he might get mana burn fully and just not respawn. Other than that, I don't feel like Disperser is the craziest late game item, so adding it as a final item here does confuse me a bit.
All right, they're gonna go for the gate play.
Yeah. Everyone is bailing on top. Whenever you hear Roche going down, you gotta expect those TPs coming through.
Oh yeah. They also just want to push out this wave, I'm sure. All their other lanes are pushed out, so it's the logical choice. MKB is completed now for the Wraith King, so a little bit more damage there.
So he's got MKB and TA opting not to get the Daedalus. She changed her mind to get the Silver Edge instead, which the break actually does stop the flak cannon passive attacks, if I recall correctly.
Okay.
So that's pretty useful. At the same time, though, he doesn't have True Strike yet, and Jared does have that Butterfly. So TA, her target probably still isn't Gyrocopter, but just killing everything else.
Well, the push is on for this top tower. Smoker continuing to push out this bottom lane. There's a lot of Lotuses that he can collect too if he stops by the pool. But they're going to take their Tormentor. Will be yet another Agnum Shard for their usage over on the side of Mad Kings. And this one's going to go over to Oscar.
Ooh, that's a pretty nice one, actually. It heals you for 60% of the damage for the Scorched Earth, which he already has the Scorched Earth damage talent. If he hits multiple heroes, 80 damage per hero, it could be a lot of healing in a team fight.
Yeah, that coupled up with the Satanic on the Gyrocopter. It's pretty scary stuff.
Just making a lot of very hard to kill heroes. Basically, Grimstroke is the ideal target for Lava here to go on, but it's not that easy.
Back.
TA has a DD rune when she TP's back here.
She has to TP back though, that's the thing. And right now, they're holding.
They cut the next creep wave, so actually the siege can't really continue, so they gotta get out.
But it also doesn't feel like Mad Kings is super upset about this, right? Like, they still have plenty of time on their Aegis. They want to be working towards that BKB for the Gyrocopter.
Yeah, they're doing alright. They're getting their level 25 timing on TA, so she'll get the extra refraction charges here. And like you said, the Wraith King is getting stronger. And he did pick up the shard, I guess as a reaction to seeing the Diffusal upgrade, the Disperser on Gyro.
I feel like you have to, alright?
Yeah, you gotta. Just so you don't randomly die without mana.
The leap forward here coming out from both Oscar and Peepy. They pick up this Underlord and just smack him around. A lot of damage though coming out from Lumpy, and over on the back lines, looks like Smoker and Chris both just linked up as they tried to make the move you were talking about. Weren't quite successful. Adrian though, nice front and center, should be able to finish off Smoker, and he's just sitting
Jared's
like
so
front and center. They're afraid. They can't really do much here against Adrian. Does have the Aegis, does have the Satanic. As they've got themselves pigs. Monster feeling kind of hurt over here on the side, but Adrian continuing to follow. Still giving off these clicks. Monster probably going to die, as it looks like, all right, they're starting to move back. Still have the Aegis over onto Adrian.
Adrian is like, stop ignoring me.
Pressure over onto Lumpy. Pig diving into the back line, so he sees Janik, and there's the run through though. The takedown sinker. Pig finishing off over here on the side. They did get the TA. They're still hunting though. They have the Glimmer Cape. They've got the vision on Pig. He has Reincarnation. He's coming back up again, but he is surrounded here, and I don't think this time he manages to blink out of this. Nope, no indeed. And they still have the Aegis on the Gyrocopter, which means they can just push right down. And look at this, Arcana. He was just trying to do anything here. Oh, PP, he was trying to grab him. Won't be able to quite do
He's going through. He wants to go through. It's in the enemy base. I don't think you want to. Very close to the fountain.
But I mean, they've got 3 dead on the side of Lava currently. No buyback on Wraith King. That's an expensive buyback on TA. And then the same thing.
They just don't have a solution to his Gyrocopter. He's too massive. Like, the entire fight was just them trying to fight around the Gyrocopter, evade going on him, just go on the backline. And Gyro has complete free playing field right now.
They'll use the fortification. And they just don't really have the creeps right now, so that is one shred of hope here. Going to the side of Lava currently, but they do manage to take the tower.
Instant unstun by the Shard. Very nice by Grimstroke, keeping his Gyro DPSing.
Yep. They tried to make that play. They tried to dive onto the back lines, but they just couldn't manage to finish off the Grimstroke there. It just gets reclaimed, so looks like Mad Kings will respect it. They'll back off. There is going to be the Wraith King and the TA up in about 9 seconds or so no reason to push it when you're in a good position right now.
Yeah, this feels like they have done the hard work. Now just have to hold on to this. Mad Kings, they're so close to securing this series. 9,000 gold ahead. Jaro almost unkillable. I think if he gets an MKB here, his DPS is just going to be absurd.
Smoker on the low ground.
They do have double halberd though. The Undying plus the Underlord halberd does stop a lot of Jaro's DPS, so maybe some Lincoln spheres could be nice to pass on to him.
Looks like they're gonna go for the Dark Portrait on the Grimstroke.
Yeah, it's pretty damn
scary.
pretty damn nice if he gets himself a TA or a Wraith King. Wraith King definitely a stronger one because you get the crit for the illusion as well. And that crit does a lot of damage. It's 150% outgoing damage for the illusion, right? So it's stronger than Wraith King, but it doesn't have the bonus damage due to being an illusion.
Radiant are scanning.
Still a Wisdom Rune here. It's been here for 4.5 minutes. Nobody's really stepped out to check it.
I mean, it's a little scary for them to step out and look at it.
Well, Oscar being brave. Fortune favors the brave. He's gonna get it.
He's like, he wants it a little more aged, you know.
The half-aged, that's the worst. No extra value, just late.
Maybe it improves the flavor. You don't know that.
True.
Radiant are scanning.
All right, they're backing up, trying to catch people here.
Well, there's TA here. This could be big.
Bottom tower is under attack. Dire are scanning.
Everybody TP out, run away. Silver Edge on TA, sneaking away with Hurricane Pike too.
Got the game of cat and mouse going on currently, and they're doing a great job over on the side of Lava to force them into different areas and buy themselves some more time.
Yeah, at the same time though, it is Roche spawn may start in 45 seconds from now, so I think the next Aegis is gonna be very, very difficult to fight for here on Lava. They need to establish some form of map control, so at least they have the Wraith King pushing out top.
Yeah, he's working towards that Swift Blink as his next item. They're still hunting though. They find themselves lumpy, but they don't manage to get their hands on them just yet. Good use of that Hurricane Pipe. PP following up. Oscar looking for this opening too. Not going to be able to do it though, thanks to Willow throwing down those brambles.
It's interesting that TA can blink out from Doom, by the way, now. So, because she doesn't take damage due to having refractions up, and refraction not being dispellable, of course, and then you don't mute items unless you take the talent on Doom at level 25. So if he initiates to try and blink Doom the TA, she could just blink.
I feel like that should not work that way.
Well, it should. It should. This is the way it should
All
work.
right, TA picker.
Yes.
Calm down
Nothing
there.
wrong here.
Feels like Doom should be one of those, like, consistent sort of spells, considering
Yes.
the Archdemon, Lucifer.
Dota and
himself.
consistency.
Lol.
Top lane is pushed in quite a bit by TA here. Uh-oh.
Not sure
Wraith
they
King,
really
what are you
care,
doing
though,
there,
'cause
buddy?
They found themselves Pake. This is looking pretty darn good. Nice Terrorize coming into play as he slowly comes back up again. He's just in an awkward position. As
Nice
they're
blink
chasing
down.
after him, they'll turn their attention over to the Undying. They'll get them paired up with Arcano, but that is not the targets that they were hoping for.
I mean, they at least forced down the Tombstone and the Undying ulti, I guess, but at the same time, they used the Solar Bind, or Soul Bind, goddamn, I can't say it right, and the cooldown.
It's all right. English isn't your first language. We'll just go with that.
Exactly, yes. Me no English.
Wasn't my first language either, even though it is my primary language now. They're waiting on this Roche. It's still going to be about a minute, though, before it comes up. But Mad King's in a great position to hold down the fort until that time comes.
Yeah, he is going to spawn bottom, which is bad news for Lava. They definitely hoping that it's going to spawn late enough that it moves top immediately, but not going to be the case. Tormentor is up again, as well as Wisdom Rune waiting over here for Treant to take.
Who else needs a... Okay, so there's no shard on...
Gyro and Primal don't have it on side of Dire. And as for Radiant, we don't have it on Undying, which is a pretty useful one, but nowadays super risky. If you get that Tombstone killed when there's a hero inside, 3-second stun is no joke. That's really, really dangerous.
Oh, got about 7 seconds before this Roche comes up. There is a trap in the pit. And they have not placed down any sort of sentries. Oh, they do have a gem over on Primal, so...
Yeah, they're gonna see it when they walk close. But they know Roche is up, so they're smoking over. They want to fight for this. I don't know if they're in time. They have to know that there
was a trap in there. They have to be prepared for this. Yeah, look at the way that Red Monster's positioned. Shanice on the outside.
Okay,
they slowly start moving their way in.
Terrorize could buy time here.
Leading here with the Terrorize. We'll be able to land only over onto the one. Waiting patiently. Willow blinking forward, looking to see what she can do. It's still going to be the Aegis going over to Adrian. It's a very dead Willow. They do manage to get Shenek on the back lines, but in comes this Jar. He wants to be in the middle of everything. He wants to be able to hit everyone, and they find themselves this Undying. But Lumpy over onto the nice high ground here. Has got some good positioning. Still chasing out from them, though. Manages to blink away.
Oh.
They need to go and grab him. Are they going to be able to do it in time? No, TA won't make it out just in the nick of time.
That was so close. The boss just passed right in front of his face there. The charge from Primal Beast not connecting, but wow, that was an attempt to contest Roche, and I gotta respect it, because you can't really just sit back and wait. Ultimately, though, this TA and Wraith King, they cannot stand toe-to-toe to Gyro. He is simply too powerful. This man goes uncontested in every single fight, and that is a huge advantage that they have on the side of Mad Kings. They just gotta fight around him, and they know they win.
Well, here's the problem, is that how do you kill this man twice, basically, right? Maybe 3 technically, in a sense, just because you've got this Aegis. He's going to come back up. He's also got the safe plan of having a Satanic, and then he's got the BKB. Like, there's so many things that you have to take into account here.
I think it has to be some Terrorize into Wraith King auto-attacking him, because he has the MKB, but even then, he's going to heal so much with just a Aghanim Satanic.
Yeah. And they don't have this TA right now, so he's just going to continue to give some of these clicks. Doesn't care. He's going forward. He's got that Aegis. He feels powerful. He knows that. Okay, Pake jumping forward.
There's that DPS.
Putting the Bedlam on top of him. Are they going to be able to get... No, look at the Satanic. It's just doing so much, healing him right back up again.
Okay, BKB and Satanic used, though, so the jump was still successful.
Gonna have to wait patiently here. We'll see that little missile run for his face, but Adrian, he's fine with this. Still has the Aegis. Surprised that he opted. Maybe didn't feel like that was the right place to go down, and
yeah,
that's why he popped them. But the Satan's going to be up in another second, so he's ready for round 2.
Aggressively using the BKB there, so not having it ready though.
Oh, Red Monster though. But look at this PP. It was a bait. They found Smoker. And now Adrian going forward. Shouldn't lose Red Monster in the meanwhile. But now look at this damage. Look at the Doom. The AoE coming out. It will force them back. And they buy back on the tree.
He's got the Dark Portrait. Sure. The little Wraith King is here. It hits hard. Watch out.
He's dewarding. What do we do? But yeah, now this is the perfect target here for them to use that Dark Portrait. Adrian still alive, still has that Aegis. Peg jumping deep here, trying to get rid of Genek, and it looks like he's going to be able to do it, but look at all this damage coming out from this Gyrocopter. Yet again, Call Down comes down, slowing them. Reincarnation has been used. They're going to try to get some more of this damage out. Oscar running through this battle, while over on the side, PP just trying to stop and mess with Lumpy as much as possible, and he's still alive here, although needs to be careful. Peg seeing this opening. Adrian dishes out so much damage, though. Is not
the Hurricane Bite.
Oh, they do. They still manage to get it, but now Lumpy, he's caught out. He's in a really bad position as they just keep going and trying to find this opening. Pake will eventually fall. He will have to buy back. Undying's going to be the next one. Lumpy just trying to stay alive, trying to put out as much damage as possible as Adrian continues to get off these clicks. He's still got the Aegis. He's still alive. Lumpy and
T is going on.
They just continue to fight their way through. He wants to get close here. PP's here. He bought back. He's got cheese on him now. Oh my god.
Yeah, round 2, I'm not sure they're ready for this as well. This is going to be a difficult one to fight into.
I don't know either. They don't have reincarnation for another 45 seconds. This is so hard for them. You saw how difficult it was.
A lot of buybacks expended as well.
Lincoln's getting popped. Adrian continuing. He is Halberted, but there's the jump in over onto Lumpy. They've got that AoE Doom. Go for the overgrowth play, trying to hold them all in position. They're gonna end up losing the Undying again. As they'll be very deep, you know, they'll be disciplined. They'll go back, start clicking here on the racks, trying to get those megas. And again, we still have an Aegis for another 40-something seconds. At this point, Adrian, just tank everything.
It's just a never-ending
They're
fight.
coming right back up again. Yeah, he's got the Satanic. And by the time the Satanic's done, okay, maybe they'll finally get the Aegis this time. Aegis will finally get used up. They'll finally slay him. He's coming back up again. PP's ready to blink it at any given time. Oscar is taking a lot of punishment, though. And it looks like he's going to be able to survive. Red Monster jumps forward, tries to go for a little bit of a play here, but he's going to have the Satanic up again. He's got BKB up in another 2 seconds.
They're resetting. They pushed for so long there. That was a 3-minute push right there for taking the bottom and the mid racks. That was some crazy high ground push right there.
TA bought herself a rapier.
Yeah. A little bit too late.
There was so much going on during that fight.
Yeah.
Holy.
But I'm worth so much.
Woo. All right.
It does mean that you can't hold the Blink Dagger as well now, but they just need damage. The DPS is too low. Still doesn't have True Strike though against that Gyrocopter, so still suffers the minus 35% damage output.
Nice tasty wisdom room. Might as well get yourself another shard over here, although it does a lot of damage right back to him, so.
Gyro can't really do it. TA is gonna solo the shard over there though, so to get the Tombstone shard, like I said, gotta be careful about it. 3 seconds restriction on how early you can leave the Tombstone as well. It's not as broken as it used to be.
Got an Aeon disc that's just locked up currently on Treant.
Yeah, just wants to be ready in case they focus over onto him.
Well, I think he bought back in the he buys back quite a bit, I feel, too.
Yeah, he did.
But yeah, he did buy back.
He used his buyback, and so did Grimstroke, and so did Primal. So they did commit a lot on Dire. Gyrocopter still has his buyback, and Doom still has buyback. Also, Gyro has 9,000 gold right now. He's buying up a refresher, it seems. I would like to see him buy the shard as well. Just get that shard in there, because you can burn more refraction charges quicker. A lot of times I see the TA running around with the refraction charges. Anything that helps, right?
He could get a free shard if his team just went and did their Tormentor, just saying.
If he
you
was...
know, that's how the wealthy stay wealthy. They don't spend their gold if they don't have to.
True, true. So true. Plus one players and buying shard is... it's a rare occurrence, actually.
Although with his luck, it'll probably go over to Primal, right?
Most likely. Doom is farming up. Speaking of farming, he's got the refresher very close now. Already has the NFT, just needs the double cornucopia. Yeah, that's the little NFT right there. 2,600 gold. Does nothing.
I smoked up, got the ninja gear on Gyro, and of course Red Monster just using his shard to his advantage, just keeping tabs on if anybody steps out of the space. They're all pretty afraid.
You can see, you can see how controlled they want to play this. Mad Kings, they know they're one step away now, one single step away from actually advancing one more step into this TI regional qualifiers. And at the same time, Lava, they're holding on. They're fighting for dear lives right now. They're working on Assault Cuirass on the side of Underlord. They have, you know, a lot of halberds to try and stop the Gyrocopter's DPS. I think they're going for a Yule Scepter on the side of Willow. Just wants some more save.
I mean, they've got the MKB now on Templar Assassin, so I'm glad that we see this picked up, because I feel like it's needed for sure. Gonna have to swap out that Desolator.
Yeah, just swapping back and forth between items here.
Rush will respawn in about 2 minutes.
Yeah, another...
So, being very careful, being very disciplined on the side of Mad Kings, and also Lava, just being careful in the way that they're approaching, moving outside of the space.
This is also really big. They just hit level 25 on Primal Beast, so he got that 100% increase on the pulverized duration. That talent alone is so strong. Super long lockdown, BKB won't protect you, and the DPS on it, because it gets stronger every single time you slam as well, so it gets very, very high damage output.
Despite everything, it's 82% win rate, or win probability rather, coming out from Dota Plus right now for the side of Mad Kings.
There's a chance. There's a chance for Lava. It's gonna be hard
Not
work.
much, but there's there. You know?
I feel like they need the Aghanims on Wraith King. Not gonna lie. Like at this point in these team fights, it's so impactful if you don't just immediately die and have to buy back, but instead actually stay alive and can cast your spells, keep auto-attacking, and you're even a stronger version of yourself when you do so. Not to mention the 40-second cooldown reduction on the reincarnation is just very nice to have. Not that I think it would be the most impactful part here, since once the fight erupts, it's just one massive fight until it's over.
See, I called it. I was like, man, you know what's going to happen if this goes late? We're hitting that territory soon. They're picking out that Adrian's down here, though. It's going to be about 30 more seconds before this Roche is going to respond. But I'm curious. They smoked up. I don't think... Do they suspect that he's just completely alone? Because it's definitely not.
I mean, they don't know if Roche is up or not, so they're going over there hoping that they can maybe take a fight into the Roche.
Well, no, they've got the trap in the pit.
Yeah.
Like, they can see Adrian just sitting there.
They have the Hex as well. Looking for a chance to go around with TA. Want to try and Hex him. Oh, this is risky. He could get bursted.
They got to get over there right now. Yeah, they're moving over towards the gate. Dark Willow starts channeling. They find themselves Genix. That's a pretty big pick-off. No Dark Portrait to worry about. And Roche is up.
Yeah, no buyback on the Grimstroke as well, so he cannot be part of this fight. This is a good opportunity.
They know that Adrian's here. I mean, that's still, like, very scary, though.
Yeah, just very tough to say how they're going to take the fight. They charge in.
Yeah. It's the Willow. And just put out as much damage, so they'll even out the score a little bit. No Willow available. Does have buyback, though. They're fighting in the daytime near the Radiant.
They need to go through top. Go through a portal, take top,
there.
and take Roche up there. Meanwhile, Lava... I don't know. They find a haste room for TA here. It feels horrible for them to give up Roche, but I don't think they have much of a choice.
I would agree. I feel like this Willow has been very valuable for them, too. Like, those Terrorizes have really come in clutch. Just getting the jump on them and causing that immediate chaos.
Yeah. Yeah, I think it's one of the better disables that they have on their team, because they're pretty low on actual good disables, and Terrorize is one of the things they can use to sort of prevent the opponents from saving Gyrocopter when they commit to him. Gyro is ready. He's got Mjolnir backpack and Disperser backpack right now. Still no Moon
There's
Shard.
the Refresher Shard, too. Looks like Tree's going to hold on to it.
Yeah, I think Tree is
Maybe for that extra control.
Tree is the hero, because you already have Refresh over on the side of Doom. You could give it to the Primal Beast as well, but I think he really wants to have his gem.
I mean, it's also the AoE effect of having that overgrowth is just too good.
Yeah, it's usually like the first overgrowth forces out BKBs and dispels anyway, and then you overgrowth again. So definitely a lot of value here. I think the next fight will be a monumental task here for Lava to try and win against.
This could be the one that determines it all, though they have buyback on pretty much almost all of these heroes.
They might have to use a lot of them.
Well, they don't have the Grimstroke just yet. He is making his way over, so they're just gonna poke, present themselves. Look at Adrian. He's like, I dare you to come at me.
Treant very close to hitting level 25 as well. He will get it in the fight if he doesn't die immediately.
That is a tall order.
I don't think it matters that much though. Minus cooldown on the ulti or AoE living armor. I guess the armor is decent.
All right, so it begins. Adrian moving himself forward. Lotus Orb gets placed over on the Undying. PP kind of held into place here.
He's gonna just get out
They
of
say
that.
Grimstroke is missing. Look at this. They know. They're like, ooh, we got to get our hands on him. We can't have him do the Dark Portrait. We can't have him just putting out ink swells everywhere. But he's doing so well in his positioning, just sitting so far back.
He's learned. Every fight has been like this.
Okay, there's the opening. There it is. They go. They pick up one with that Doom on top of it, too. We'll be able to take one down. And over here, Pink jumps onto Red Monster, but you've got Oscar nearby. You've got Adrian with these BKBs. They're just shredding people apart. This is not looking good here for the Wraith King. It's just so much damage, so much AoE everywhere. that they're going to buy him just a little bit more time there with the Tombstone, but is it going to be enough because he's sitting low? Let's see this Undying. All right, they managed to finally get the kill on Genik. Adrian's left alone here in this base. He's got the flag cannon going. It's going to be the Aegis the first time, but there's it is. There's another Doom as he's going to go running after this TA, and she's just a little bit too fast. Oscar now in a bit of a bad situation as they just run at him. They don't care that he's got that AoE Doom. They cut him down.
They're chasing Gyro.
Adrian left over here on the side as they're just trying to get as much damage, trying to take down Lumpy. They pick up Lumpy. They start shaking him around, and that's going to be a TA down. Buys back immediately. They've got the death on the Wraith King now, too. Oscar jumping in. There have been so many buybacks. They want this to be the end. Arcana just continuing. They have the Rapier over on Adrian, though. He's doing so much damage. I don't think they can stand toe-to-toe. Followed up with that overgrowth. Lumpy, he can't afford to die here. He can't afford to die. Neither can Pig because he also fought back, but he's all alone. Now dead. And this is just looking like a very scared TA, running away, doesn't want it. PP here just keeps continuing to run. He's a big scary pig. Monster following up, but the Ancient is falling. They want it though. They're letting him just go, and that's the GG call.
GG comes out. Lava, they know when they're beat. Finally, Mad Kings, they claw their way back after what was a horrible game 1. A very competitive game 2, and finally the best game of the series is the third game. 58 minutes,